Dear Ma, I hope this letter finds you, though I don't reckon it'll ever reach the valley. The post is slow, war makes it slower, but I figure writing is better than just sitting here thinking too much. I'm sorry, Mama, for leaving like I did. I know you had never let me go if I'd asked, and maybe you was right. But I couldn't stand the thought of sitting at home, watching the smoke rise from the train tracks, hearing the far-off thunder of cannon fire, knowing boys my age were out here bleeding and dying for something I'd only heard about in church and the Sunday papers. Last night we camped by an old stone church, roof caved in, the walls leaning like old men in a storm. The fog was thick as quilt batting. Hanging low and cold, the wind whistled through the trees like a broken flute. I got put on watch, which suited me just fine. Sleep's been hard to come by anyway. As I stood there, my rifle cold in my hands, I thought about home. I thought about the way you'd call me from the fields, your voice carrying clear across the rows of corn. I thought about Paul's grave, the way you'd kneel beside it, your hands folded, your lips moving in silent prayer. I never understood that, Ma, talking to someone who wasn't there, but maybe I do now. While I was standing there, trying to keep my mind off the cold and the aching in my bones, I saw something move in the fog. At first, I thought it was just a deer, some stray dog, but then a figure stepped out. His coat grazed the smoke from our campfire. His hat pulled low over his face. My heart near jumped out of my chest. I raised my rifle, barrel shaking in my hands, but he just stood there, swaying like a tree in the wind. "Why are you out here, boy?" he said, his voice dry, crackling. "I'm here to fight," I said, though my voice felt thin even to my own ears. He let out a low, scratchy laugh, the kind that makes your skin crawl. "Fight," he said, stepping closer, his boots making no sound on the wet leaves. "You still think this is about fighting?" He reached up then, his hand thin and twisted, like the roots of an old tree, and rested it on the barrel of my rifle. I could feel the cold through the iron, and a chill ran up my spine. "Fear ain't the thing to worry about, boy," he said, leaning in close, his breath cold against my face. "It's what you cling to when the dark closes in. It's what you believe when the last breath leaves your body." And just like that, he was gone, swallowed up by the fog, his footsteps fading into the dark. This morning we got our orders. The captain said we're moving up the mountain, taking the high ground before the rebels can dig in. The fog is still thick, clinging to our boots. The trees close in around us like twisted old hands. The air's sharp and bitter, each breath stinging my throat. The other boys mutter prayers as we march, their voices low and shaky. I find myself whispering, too, though I don't rightly know what I'm saying. Maybe just hoping someone, somewhere, is listening. The fighting started just after dawn. The crack of musket fire split the air, and the world turned to smoke and screams. I saw men fall around me, their bodies crumpling like old sacks, their eyes wide and empty, their mouths still moving, whispering for their mothers. I fired my rifle, the kick slamming into my shoulder, the smoke burning my eyes. I stumbled through the brush, slipping on the wet leaves, my heart hammering like a caged bird. I tripped over a fallen log and went down hard. My knee slammed into a rock. As I lay there, my breath coming in short, ragged gasps, I thought about that great figure, his words echoing in my head. It's what you cling to when the dark closes in. I don't know how long I lay there, Mama. Minutes, maybe hours. The smoke cleared some, and I could see the valley spread out below, the fire still burning, the wounded still crying out. I thought about home, about you, about the fields back in the valley. For the first time in my life, I felt small and scared and so alone. I wanted to reach out to call your name, to beg for someone, anyone, to come and lift me up. But then something in me stirred. Maybe it was the memory of Pa, his voice strong and clear in my mind. Or maybe it was the ghostly words of that gray figure still whispering in my ear. I got to my feet, my legs screaming in protest, and stumbled forward. I grabbed my rifle, barrel still warm from the last shot, and pushed on, my breath coming in sharp, painful bursts. I don't know if I'll make it out of this, Marla. I don't know if I'll ever see the valley again, or feel the sun on my face, or hear your voice calling me in from the fields. But I reckon I understand a little better now. I reckon I see why you talk to Pa's grave, while you fold your hands and whisper into the wind. Maybe you've been right all along, with your talk of eternal life in a place where we'll see our loved ones again. Maybe death ain't the end. Maybe it's just another part of the journey. Keep a candle burning in the window for me, Mama. I'll find my way back to it if I can. Your son, Ethan.